Welcome to Horror Reviews, guys, with your host, the Quizman, and Jeeves.
Yes.
So we've actually added special effects to this, the film you're looking at right now. I mean, it's pretty dope. I like what we've done with it. But anyways,
Yeah.
so today we'll be reviewing The Sleeping Car. Now, this movie was made in 1990s.
It was rated R,
Yes,
not
it
for
was.
kids.
Starring David Naughton, Judy Arneson, Jeff Conaway, and Danny Minnick, and Kevin McCarthy, who is actually famous for basically a lot of things. He's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah, he's done a lot of movies. He's done a lot of actual stage theater. He's been involved in the industry for like 50 to 60 years. He's like an American icon, actually, and people are surprised that he would even do the show.
Indeed.
So they were lucky to have him. David Naughton, if a lot of you horror fans will recall, is from the American Werewolf in London.
Yeah.
That's where he got his big fame. He actually didn't do too much work after this movie.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Which is actually kind of strange. Alright, so the story is written by Greg O'Neill, and amazingly, the producer and the director is Douglas Curtis. So he basically produced and directed this film.
He did a lot of work.
Indeed, he did. Yeah, let's just say that.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, well, let's review the story, shall we?
Let's show.
Okay.
The reason why these events happened is because of one little mistake made by a young boy named Harris.
The captain needed help with the signals, but he couldn't find the young Harris.
Right, you are, Jeeves. The captain ended up finding Harris having sex with a girl he snuck on board the train.
We see two trains coming toward each other, and we also see a pair of boobs. But no one's conducting one of the trains because he's busy watching them have sex.
The captain realizes what is about to happen, and he jumps off and lands on the ground.
He watches the trains collide and realizes that this is going to be bad because they will blame him for it.
We hear screams from the innocent as the freight and the passenger trains collide.
Then 10 years later, we meet the main characters, whose names are Jason McCready and his girl, Kimmy. Oh, and I forgot the professor. And he's not the one from Gilligan's Island.
Alright,
This guy's name is Ted?
I don't know. Right you are, Jeeves.
Jason buys a run-down boxcar for $900.
Jason turns up and the rock and roll to jam. Music drowns out Mr. Tuttle's music as he plays next door.
Right you are, Jeeves. We see a note from Mr. Tuttle slipped under the door. It reads,
Please see the light. Please. Stop.
Later that night,
his ex-wife comes over for a visit, and he kills her with a pillow and tells her, and then you'll die.
He wakes up startled.
Timmy shows up to see the crib.
It's a pretty cool crib. And then later that night. Go ahead, Quizman.
okay.
His wife. Oh. The professor tags along. A tape plays. And it shakes the whole place.
Afterwards, Dwight comes to see Kimmy. She about runs him over.
Dwight tells Jason he is not done with him.
Dwight tries to start his car, but cannot start his car.
And the next day, Jason leaves for the bar, and Dwight makes his way in to Jason's house.
After he steals a beer, he sits down and the ghost kills him.
Using the window.
The next night, Jason finally meets Mr. Tuttle.
Mr. Tuttle is quite the peculiar one, as he is very holy, and he likes to wear holy things and have candles around his house. Now let's have 5 minutes of fun time, shall we?
Indeed we shall.
This scene will be from the end of the movie almost.
Indeed.
Where there's a big battle between Jason and Kimmy and Mr. Tuttle and the conductor.
Indeed there is. And don't forget his witch wife.
And it was really scary.
Indeed it is.
It almost made me pee my pants.
Indeed it did, Juves.
And around the corner,
Fudge is made. Indeed.
Enjoy the clip
Oh,
of
it's
the
so
conductor.
scary. Oh, deadly. It's deadly indeed.
I think he thinks he's going to kill the werewolf. And from American Werewolf in London.
But no,
But
it
as you
is
can
the
see,
conductor.
it is a conductor.
Indeed, yes, indeed it is.
He goes by the name Mr.
Conductor.
It's a scary dude.
I know. I saw that guy in my dreams.
As we see Mr. Tuttle struggle to make the potion to save their lives.
But he cannot make that potion, for he is a...
But does he have the mental fortitude?
I don't think so. He's a pussy.
And he pours the water.
Indeed.
And the conductor
All over the conductor.
singes his hairs on the fire.
Indeed.
And there's an explosion.
We
And
have...
the conductor goes to the ground as Mr. Tuttle looks on.
Oh! Indeed. Indeed, yes. We
And the
have
lightning strikes.
The lightning strikes the clock at 12.
And they're shaking. And the lights.
And the
The lights
breaking...
go on and off. This is too scary.
I know.
Can Mr. Tuttle handle the stress?
No, he can't. He's a faggot. Stupid nigga.
And he talks. But then the conductor grabs him with his beady hand. And he lifts him up
He lifts him off the floor, off the floor, off the floor.
and says, I am stronger than thy. As he throws him against the wall.
That did not look like he hit the wall, Jebs.
And then he says, come over. I want some booty. But that may not be true.
However, he wants Jason's booty.
Maybe he wants
He's gay.
something other than booty.
Dallin Hansen.
He could be gay.
He wants the
you
famous
do not know.
Muller.
All we know is he's bumped
Stab
some
him with the
hoes.
knife.
Jason, as Mr. Tuttle says. You must hug him. You don't want him dead.
You must hug him, for he is gay. Release the demons from his string.
But Jason cannot think of hugging this man. He gives him a knife in the gut.
And
Instead-
said
Ha ha ha!
he sheds his
Rings
balls.
the conductor as he goes out of sight. Merry Christmas. Oh, wait. Wrong story.
Wrong story.
Here he comes.
Yes, he is.
Mr. Tuttle can see
He is quite gay for you to see.
his demise
You shall see.
is plain to see.
Uh-huh.
And Jason must come and show him his love
For he is gay.
that he has felt from heaven above.
As he cries the devil, he sings the song.
And the power transfers and goes through Mr. We must call him Mr. Twister. For out of his soul comes a bellowing light. To all the kids, yes.
He's finally been forgiven.
It's all been right. And we see the train come.
As stop as it try.
His spirit must go outside and fly.
For he must ascend
to the ground below.
Where he will rot.
With all the hose. And we see what it was
For
that he saw on that night.
That's how he died. That gave them this fright.
Scream as you may.
You cannot escape your own bunghole.
You cannot survive. The windows blow out on this stormy night.
There goes his soul, for others to see, for he is vanquished without a knee.
Train Queens, man.
Good job.
And there he is left, hugging some air.
He must
closing his eyes.
You must really enjoy that air. For he has hugged a bear.
He says to Kimmy, "Oh, Mr. Tuttle, I know you love me."
For once, Mr. Tuttle and Mr. What's-His-Face get in bed. Then they have a grateful night.
And their booties were red.
I think they jacked off too hard. For purple they see. It's always a shame. And it's quite needy.
Yes, sir, Mr. Queasman.
Yes, sir.
Now we see where the women have died. They were under the boxcar. All of the night. And he is so sad.
For he cannot bear.
He must leave this house with nothing to carry. Let us end this 5 minutes of fun.
I hope you enjoyed. Says
number one.
Says your mom. Okay. Okay, so back to the story. Okay, so
Mr. Springs back to life. And attempts to kill Mr. Tuttle, who's not his wife. Jason soon leaves.
That he only has to forgive Mr. for all the things that he's done, especially jacking off.
He finally forgives him, and Mr. disappears. We don't see him again.
Jason,
not even in mirrors.
Jason and Camille set out to find a new apartment where they shall live happily ever after. But no, there's a plot twist. Go.
They see a red couch, and they say no.
And they book it for the hills.
They didn't want to live near that wandering hoe. The end of the story, we made it at last.
I hope you enjoyed, says the fat. Oh, oh, oh.